Does he have the guest list? If he has a guest list for, yeah, thanks. Bye.
To buy 2 tickets for Bad Company. Okay, I have 2 good seats here. They're in the second row, and they're seats 9 and 10, and the price is $15.75 a ticket.
Check your watch, 7:30, like a fine Swiss machine.
The Caesar Engler Productions is known worldwide for providing the public with quality live entertainment. Rich Engler is one of the most influential concert promoters across the country. His shows range from the enchanting Ice-Capades to the explosive Monsters of Rock. Rich is a man of many talents whose compulsion for detail enables him to provide audiences with near-flawless productions. And after 22 years of concert promotions and currently 250 shows a year, he can make it look easy. But it wasn't always so. He began as a musician in a local Pittsburgh band when he was still in high school.
I think my band was really starting to happen. I put my band, we played with David Bowie, we played with Yes, we played with many big acts, traveled around about. Our record was doing well, and it started to get really tough on me because I was doing so much and going to school. I decided to shelve the music part of me and go head first toward the music business. So I decided to do that and be a businessman, and I started promoting and kept on booking, but put my ideas now. I rented the Stanley Theater downtown and put shows in there and produced them in Johnstown and Erie and so on. And my ideas started to work, and then in '73, my partner, now that I have Pat DeCesar, he was my competitor in Pittsburgh. He really had Pittsburgh locked up with an exclusive at the Civic Arena and an exclusive here, and it just seemed like a good idea. He said, hey, I want to get into real estate, and will you run some of this, run the entertainment end of this thing, and we could have a great partnership because we'll split the real estate and we'll split the entertainment. It could be good partnership, and that's been, since 1973, so it has been absolutely fantastic. So we try to produce all the shows with perfection. We have such great people that work for us. They really carry it through. I feel very confident with Kurt Voss doing the production and the stage managing. He does an excellent job, and I just feel that he covered all his bases in front. And he moved in this morning was at 10 a.m. He made sure the breakfast was ready downstairs. The caterer was here on time, and he made sure everything was out and made sure the trucks were sitting out there ready to be unloaded. Then there are teamsters that we hire that unload the equipment from the truck onto the stage, and then from the stagehands take it and they erect it on stage and they build the production.
At 10 o'clock we come in, teamsters are there, unload the trucks. We come in, first of all we set up the lights, then after all the lights are set up, then the sign truck comes in. After we set up the sign truck, and we sit there and we wait for a while, then the band comes in. We set up the band equipment, then we do it while we're doing our focus and they do their sign check.
Kurt Voss, he will deal with that the entire day. He'll break them for lunch, he'll break them for dinner. They'll come back and they'll work a 3-hour show call. The show will start exactly at 7:30 tonight and be over before 10:30. Joe DeCesar's duty all day, he works in the box office with the ticket service, but in the evening he comes out and makes sure that the head of staffing, the head of ushers, the head of security, the head of the merchandising, the doormen, the door guards, the T-shirt security, the uniform security. They're all in place for 6:30 when the doors open.
In August of 1969, history was made on a farm in upstate New York. The Woodstock Music and Art Fair became the symbol of a generation. Now, due to overwhelming demand, the producers of the Woodstock Festival are offering a limited quantity of the original tickets from this landmark event in mint condition. Here's your chance to own a piece of rock history. These are the rare actual tickets to Woodstock, printed back in the summer of '69, complete with a 20th anniversary commemorative poster. Hundreds of dollars have been paid at auction for these collector's items, but for this exclusive offer, they're yours for only $35 each, plus shipping. Whether you were there or wish you were, call 1-800-457-1000. Credit cards accepted, satisfaction guaranteed. For your own piece of Woodstock, call 1-800-457-1000 right now.
What can you expect when you invest at Schwab? Ask a Schwab customer.
I'm looking for quick response and accuracy. I call Schwab and often get my market orders confirmed while I'm still on the phone. I like the fact that there's no sales pressure. For me, Schwab simply delivers good service, good value.
For a free booklet, call 800-228-3311. That's 800-228-3311.
Hi, my name's Steve Jones. I used to play guitar with a band called the Sex Pistols. A good friend of mine, Sid Vicious, died from drugs. I nearly died from drugs. Drugs suck.
The reason I'm so calm is I have great people that work for me. Ed Traviseri probably is at a meeting this morning, but normally he's in here preparing the advertising for the settlement tonight. The act wants to see where we advertise, what all we did for the show. He will prepare that with Renee.
Primarily my job is to make sure that all our shows are being advertised properly. Once we announce a show, we order the tickets, make sure that we have tour spots that need to be produced for the commercials that you hear on the air. Make sure we call the proper people to do our spots for them, give them all the information, making sure all the newspaper ads are placed. That's kind of what I do. Making sure we have all that, making sure all the promotion and publicity is being taken care of through our office, making sure all the writers know about our shows. And that's pretty much like a daily routine because you obviously can't get everything done on one day. During the day here, our ticket sales will probably be so-so, because really you have a lot of kids that are still in school, and most people on the day of the show don't generally come down, buy their tickets, and go back home and come down again. So what happens is most people are just going to come down at the door, and that's what we call walk-up. So, you know, rock and roll shows traditionally have a bigger walk-up because those are people who are more apt to make quick, last-minute decisions. Tonight we could do 500 people at the door. That'd be a good walk-up. If we do that with what we have now, we can get to about 3,000, that would be pretty good in here. Whereas when we do like an adult show, if we sell 100 tickets at the door, that artist must have had a relative in town, because that's not, we don't hardly ever do anything. But one time we booked Howie Mandel, and I recall the agent had called us. It was a Monday night show that we had, and Monday's obviously our worst night of the week. Nobody wants to go out on a Monday. And we said, I don't think so. And he says, okay. So we took the show, booked it in, went on sale the first day, sold out, or didn't sell out, but we sold probably 3/4 of the tickets the first day, to the point where we added a second show. So we had 2 shows on a Monday night. That was exciting. I mean, here's a show that we just about said we didn't want to do. It turned into be, you know, a good show, good profit maker, and it worked out real great.
Renee is also working on future things, and also setting up interviews for this evening. Whatever press and media people are planning to come and review the show, she will double check her list. She'll probably call them and check back.
The first thing I do is get excited if I got any press kits from the record labels, because that's what I'm always looking for in the mail. I don't get a lot of mail, but that's like the major thing I look for, because then I know I can get started and get it out to the press, because the quicker I get it out to the press, the quicker the press can do stories on it, and then the quicker the audiences reading the papers can find out that the show's coming and buy their tickets. Because all my work is done in advance, but when the show does come, like about 6:30, I'll go downstairs and I'll start helping out in the box office with reservations, making sure my guest lists are filled, so when the people come to the doors, they have their tickets, you know, and there's no problems for them. The night we had 2 shows at one time, half our staff was here and the other half was down there, so I helped settle with the, I closed out the concession, figured out how much all our stands made, how much we made per capita, things like that, did the bank deposits.
Joe.
Yeah, it was nice. It was different than all this regular day-to-day stuff, and I think you need that, because then it helps break up the monotony of doing everything over and over and over again, and actually using your brains for something else. You know, it's good. It cleans out your mind. I mean, people think it's a really glamorous job. A, it's not. I mean, it's hard work. You run up and down the steps. You get yelled at. People aren't cooperative with you. They think they own the world, and it's hard. It really is. But you don't meet the bands like everybody thinks, and but the people I work with are really great. We have a lot of fun, and I think that's the main thing, because we spend so much time together, and you think you get so sick of everybody here, but we go out together afterwards, and that's really amazing, I think, and we have a good time when we're together out afterwards too.
I got in here at 8:30, which is actually pretty early, because a lot of other promoters across the country in our business, they don't really open up till about 11 or 10:30, because they stay so late. Our business continues on. Like tonight, I'll be here till midnight. Day of the show, I go on to future business. Future business meaning I'm working on a Joe Piscopo offer right now here for, we're trying to bring him in for New Year's Eve and do a co-presents with Magic 97, where they would actually present the show and we would produce it for them, and it would be a station listener appreciation kind of concert. So those are the things I'm working on. I'm constantly putting deals together, scoping out agents across the United States and in London, and trying to figure out what shows we're going to play in January and February. So day of the show, not too much. Evening of the show, I'm kind of there, kind of watching all the employees, kind of watching a fine-tuned machine work. You may think it's going to get hectic around 6:30 when we open the doors, because everything gels. Everything comes together, whether you think it's ready to happen or it's not, it happens. If anything needs to be done, I do it. Many times I've unplugged toilets and taken tickets at the door and served Pepsi. It's whatever has to be done. That's always our theme and kind of motto. You know, whatever it takes to get the job done, that's what we do. But I am not a critic. We merely produce the shows. You are the critic. Whether you like them or you don't like them, I don't really care. I mean, I care if you don't like them, and I'd like you to like them. But if they're good or bad, that's them. And you've paid to see them, and that's how they are. I bet Winger's fairly exciting, though.
It's kind of weird. We're not a new band in the sense of being new, like we went out and played high schools, and then we played clubs, and then we got a record deal, and then we opened up for, you know, we've all kind of been doing it on
different levels,
on kind of a bigger level than that, and so our experience kind of brought us to where we are now. Luck had a lot to do with it too, but I mean, we knew kind of what we want, how we wanted to handle it. You know, we knew that we didn't want to, you know, go out and play clubs for 6 months, for example. And we had certain connections from working, you know, with Alice and other people that we could kind of get it happening a little faster. And then the rest, it's been totally the fans that have liked our record or liked our video or something, you know, that has helped us get to where we are now.
But it does take a certain amount of good luck to have all the different factors involved come together simultaneously to happen. The support from a label, the music to back it up, MTV support, radio support, getting on a tour, getting in magazines, and everything has happened simultaneously.
Yeah. It's like, I think all of us have horror stories from our previous bands, but I don't think we have any bad horror stories from this band so far.
Reb's wireless system started cutting out, so he came backstage to switch guitars, and he came back, and I'm holding this guitar, and he runs head first right into it. He's like, I thought he was gonna fall over. He's like, oh.
He had a guitar riff that when I heard it, it triggered the name of this girl that I used to date in Denver named Madeleine. And I always thought that would be a good title for a song, but never got a chance to, you know, finish it. And when, you know, we just were writing a bunch of songs for the album, and that happened to be one of them. And actually, we weren't even sure that Madeleine was going to make it to the record at the time we recorded it. It was one of those songs, excuse me, it was one of those songs that, you know, I heard John Wade tell a story one time about that song, Missing You, where he just wrote it kind of in 5 minutes, and it was the biggest hit on the album. It was one of those, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be a lot slower.
We
sped it up for the album, and then, you know, played the album for everybody, and then that seemed to be the song that everyone was picking. But we never thought that it would be the single. It's fine. I mean, my prediction is that we will tour all the way through '89.
I want to stay out.
Because that's easy. Because from what the record company seems to think and the audience is thinking, everybody has their favorite song. So maybe we'll get lucky enough to go more deep on this record than 2 cuts or 3 cuts. That would be. You can't really say, well, we're going to do this, 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 and this, because it depends so much on what the audience is responding to at the time. You know, so survival of the fittest.
Bad Company, because they have a new album, a new vocalist, they sound now. And I think a lot of young kids are thinking, this Bad Company must be a brand new band. So for them, it's, you know, that's the way it is.
It took us a day to shoot. It was very fast, very quick. And it's basically just a live footage of us playing a concert. And some intercut with some scenes where I'm sitting looking lonely at a bar, which I invariably am. And and this young lady comes in and sweeps me off my feet. And you know, the song is just about that, just one night. It doesn't mean to say it's a love affair. I know that today's society is very conscious of certain social diseases that are flying around the world like crazy, but I'm not trying to promote that, but these things happen, you know. It's happened to me, I'm sure it's happened to you, and I'm sure it's happened to you. And it happens to all of us. So one night doesn't make a love affair.
What can we be looking for from Bad Company next?
Next, we're doing the second leg of the tour. This tour goes on until the 11th of December, and we finish in Milwaukee. God help us. And we have 3 weeks off, and then we go back to England and have 3 weeks of boredom in wonderful old Blighty, and come back, I guess, at the beginning of February, And we're hoping to tour then right through till next September with the Dangerous Age tour. Pittsburgh is always one of those places where you know you can always rely on the people to cheer you up when times get tough, and they've done it again tonight for us. They're great.
At 6:30, the doors open and people shuffle in. We're pretty prompt on the show starting at 7:30. I remember when I used to go to concerts, the ticket would say 7:30, 8 o'clock. Those shows would never start on time. That really aggravated me, and I said, hey, if the ticket reads 7:30, let's start at 7:30.
Check your watch, 7:30, like a fine Swiss machine.